Right, good morning ladies and gents, welcome to Monday morning. It is now the 20th of June and I'm back in a hoodie. Temperature's dropped a bit, so we're going to start in here this morning. I've been busy this weekend. I've been trying to fix that up, which is the big tedder. Also started on the baler, but not that baler, it's the other one out that way. Guys have been long enough will probably know which one that is, with the dark green. Also had a delivery this morning of my new welder. If you don't know, I was welding that frame up with all the crap around it with my LD special welder. It was about 70 quid, something like that. And I loved that welder, but unfortunately, no, sorry, it wasn't that frame, it was the bale spikes. So I was welding the bale spikes up and they fell over and smashed me welder. So I just bought another one. It's only a Clark welder, it's about 160 quid. I actually borrowed this from, well, the smaller version of this from a mate that was here when I was welding that frame up. And I got on alright with it, it did good cycles on it, so I thought I'd treat myself, because it's always handy to have one. So I literally just started opening it, so earth lead, positive lead, and all the old stuff should fit this anyway. And then why is it always stuck together when you don't want it to be? So there you go, that's a model, an AT162. And then I can drop this as I try and get it out because it's all stuck together. Oh, go. What? Hang on. In what world do they not put a plug on anymore? Right, that's a job to do. So, yeah, just same as the other one. Change your power. Digital display on it. Metal box. Yeah, what do you say? It'll be good. So, it's an inverter welder again, so I can run it off well, I've got a little Jenny in the back somewhere, which has got a broken pull cord, so I need to sort that, but I do have a Jenny, and I bought that for my welder, so that if anything ever happens in the field, I can try and run out and sort it out. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Also had one other thing this weekend that came. I'm going to the yard. So I've actually got myself a weight block. Now there's a bit of a story to this because this is actually a MOG weight block. And if I ever flip it over I'll show you. But yeah, so I gathered that up as well. I'm going to somehow try and get that onto the front of New Holland as well. Because good God, that New Holland needs some weight at the front of her. I'm not quite sure how, but anyway, that's come. We don't know how heavy that is, but we reckon, well, the mate reckons, and I don't think it's far off. They reckon it's about 520 kilos, so half a ton. So, yeah, that'll do well. Yeah, foot MOG, so it's got a couple of bolt holes, and then there's like some hooks on the back of it, and a toe point at the front. So, this is very cheap, like a canary. So, couldn't say no to it. Right, so a quick look at this field. This is one of our hay fields. And it's doing alright. It's not bad. It's not as thick down here as it is in the centre, but it's looking good. There's an old saying as well with the colour of it. So as you look across it, it stacks off like a dark purpley colour and then lightens. So as soon as it gets to the colour of a match, there's a rabbit's back, the brown of a rabbit's back, it's time to mow. Basically it ends up meaning is, I know this is a reed, but basically all the seeds starting to, the flowers are opened and the seeds are developing, and pretty much it's time to cut. And you see these seed heads down here are quite dark, they haven't quite got to the stage of making seed yet. So yeah, she's definitely about right. We've got 5 days of dry now, which wouldn't be a bad time to cut, but this Saturday is supposed to drop in temperature and possibly get some rain. And say being June, it's the grass is still quite strong. This is a fairly mixed field in here. So we've got these reed grasses that have come through and actually taken over down here, and then we've got the actual grass we want at the bottom. It's only just starting to flower. So on the whole, it's not looking bad at all. Looking pretty good. So right, so put plug on. I've gone for a 16 amp plug on end of it because I've got 16 amps on the floor, and we have to fix this damn thing. So we were having some funny noises at the back end, and Bossman said the other day, he said, oh, it's going really bad now. Something's given out. He thinks there's a bearing down here, but that's fine. I jacked it up at that point and then realised that these studs are giving out. I don't have the other rim, but basically what had happened is these tyres got changed for about 18 months ago. I don't know, end of last year I could hear there was a lump in it somewhere. It clicked now and again. Couldn't work out where it was. She's been in for a service. Cutters were taken off and re-sorted out. And it wasn't spotted then, but what happened is those had gone loose and were flapping around in the bolt holes. So they've actually worn a hole, like a, well, you can see with that one. They've worn the hole out and worn these bolts as well. And these were actually welded onto the backside. You can see that. They're all bolted, welded in the back. And they've all snapped off, so basically the wheel was going like that. So, been out and got some new nuts, the fine threads as well. Those seem to be alright, those nuts, lug nuts. So what I need to do now is put them back through there and then just get them welded better than last time. I'll get them flat on that face and then might just put a bit of weld on the inside as well, just to fill them holes in a bit. So yeah, try out the new welder, hopefully. Right, so we're welded up, and I'm not going to show you them too much because they're pretty shit. But they could really do with being welded from this side as well, but I'm having problems welding to that steel. I think they're coated with something, so it's alright, as long as the bolts don't shift around and undo themselves, it'll be alright. So wheel back on, lug nuts back on, and hopefully it'll be alright. Right, so I've got a big rotor on the back. I'm just giving it a try out, and so far, if you look up there, there's a bit of a swift going. So she's running rather quite, oh, I can find the handbrake. She's running quite nice and sweet at the moment. But she did that last year before, well, she pooped a load out. So, the rattlings off the bars are over there on the sides. Fire protection bars. So, yeah. So let's get a quick run out and get it greased up. Everything worked over a bit. Yeah. Right, let me drive without crashing.